All right. We are going to start the meeting. Can I get all the aldermen that would like to be in this discussion to the dais as well? Where is the plus button? No.
Or even just drag this down a little bit.
All right. Can you get a, it is 5:48. We will be starting the Community Development Committee meeting. Today is May 4th, 2026. Can I get a roll call?
Alderman Martinez.
Present.
Alderman Donnerworth.
Present.
Alderman Hayes.
Present.
Alderman Bolton.
Present.
Chairman Felix.
Present.
You have a quorum, sir.
Line item 1A, we did the roll call to order. And C, can I get a first and a second to approve the minutes of the regular Community Development Committee meeting of April 6,
I so
2026?
move.
First by Alderwoman Bolton.
I'd like
Second.
a motion second.
Second by Alderman Martinez. Can I get a roll call?
Alderman Martinez.
Oh, aye, I'm sorry, aye.
Alderman Donnerworth.
Aye.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Chairman Felix.
Aye.
Motion carries, sir.
All right, audience time. Is there someone in the audience that would like to address this committee? Looks like there is none. No old business, new business. We have line item 4A, an ordinance establishing a temporary moratorium on the issue of certain liquor licenses. Can I get a first and a second?
I so move.
First by Alderwoman Bolton,
Motion second.
second by Alderman Martinez. Questions? Alderman Hayes?
Taking a look at the ordinance as drafted, looks like we've accepted out 4 categories. Can someone tell me why? They're Class E, Class E1, Class F, and Class J.
So, Class F packaged beer and wine license. Do we have someone from the committee? Mr. Granger's on his way.
I mean, I know what it is. I'm just curious why we're accepting these ones out when there's a number of other ordinances in here that are not accepted out. Craft distillery, coffee shops, F1 packaging, packaged liquor sales.
I didn't hear the first part of it, I'm sorry.
Why are we accepting out these 4 categories, Class E, Class E1, Class F, and Class J?
It was discussed within the corporate council and the mayor's office. There's different opinions depending who you talk to, if we should do this at all, which ones we should limit. So through council, this was what the final product was.
Sir. You closer to the mic.
And council, I know you're going to give me a good answer, and I definitely want to hear it, but I didn't propose this ordinance, so I'm curious from the members of the city council that proposed the ordinance, what the motivation is behind keeping these 4, but not accepting out the others. It seems like we're stepping into a minefield. I expressed this last time, and if we don't have very, very clear direction on why we're doing what we're doing, then this seems like a pretty nuclear option to enact a moratorium. So I just want to make sure that we are all able to explain it to everybody in our respective wards or anybody who might call us. So I just need clear answers on why we've accepted out these 4 and why there's some others in here that are not included.
Well, I think that'd be best for our lawyer to go over that. He got a feedback from everyone, I would say. Not sure if you got feedback from your
No
your
feedback
ends.
from me.
Okay. I think you guys were not for it or something like that last, or I could be wrong, based on what I got.
Can I just say
But
something?
maybe, can we start off maybe having a baseline of our lawyers, counsel explain it first, please? And then we can move on from there.
Sure, and I'm happy to explain. First, it's within the discretion of this council whether you want to increase any liquor licenses that exist within any certain classification. So when this was initially discussed, there was the discussion as to present a moratorium on all liquor licenses. As that discussion began to evolve and it began to move forward, there were some points that were raised whereby, because by voting for the moratorium at this point, what you are saying is for a period of 1 year or whatever you determine, 6 months or a year, that this council's not going to entertain increases within those classifications for that period of time. And that's solely within your discretion. In talking about that and moving that through the discussion, there were certain items that were raised that were of some concern, that what if Gibson's came and said, I want to bring a restaurant into Waukegan, would you be willing to consider the Gibson's a restaurant? Is that something that you would entertain increasing in it, or would you as a council entertain an increase to that liquor classification? And that would be something that made sense to me. So these are these 4 items are items that, and again, we're here for discussion tonight, and happy to take direction from this committee, because then it would go back to come before the full council at the next date. If there was a hotel that came forward, and not that there is even one being considered at this point in time, but if there was a hotel that you were interested in, and they wanted to locate a bar within the hotel lobby, would that be something that you would be interested in? And from the feedback I gained in drafting this, that would be something that would be of interest. Obviously, the mainstays of all of it would be, no more, a moratorium on issuing a package sale of liquor goods, liquor stores. Not to increase that type of restaurant, which would be considered a bar or like a nightclub kind of thing. That's not a real restaurant, so that would be something that would, be stayed, and ultimately, if you approve this, would be telling staff, don't bring this forward for this period of time, because we're not going to increase that classification. And there was a couple other ones that were in there. Oh, a restaurant with an outside area. If you had a true restaurant come forward, would you give them the ability to have liquor outside? And was the feeling, if in fact it was, again, I just picking Gibson's out of the air. If they had an outside area that they were serving liquor, would that be something that you would consider if in fact they came? Or a restaurant, or any kind of restaurant with actual seating, tables, food service kind of thing. So that's where that came from.
Okay. Class F is included in here, but not Class F1. Is there a reason for that?
What is the F1?
So the reason for the grocery stores and the thought process behind the grocery stores is if you had a grocery store, a Meijer, a Costco, Caputo's, Trader Joe's, Walmart, something of that nature, would that be something that the council would consider, that kind of, bringing forth that kind of potential development?
Is Class F1 only grocery stores?
You know what, off the top of my head, I don't know if it's just grocery stores.
It says IE grocery stores, but it doesn't.
That was the motivation behind including that there was grocery stores.
Because we're accepting out Class F, right? So Class F1 is not permitted under the moratorium, so grocery stores are not permitted.
No, grocery stores would be accepted, so the moratorium would be, the directive to staff would, don't bring anything forward to council other than what's listed here in these four.
But this one just says Class E, Class E1, Class F dash packaged beer and wine, and Class J hotel license.
Packaged beer, wine license, non-gasoline sales, example, grocery stores.
But you can have F, but you can't have F1.
Correct.
F1 references groceries in the ordinance.
Okay.
Groceries include fresh boxed, canned, and bagged foods, snack foods. I think my concern is that this is confusing, and I'm very alarmed if people were ready to vote on this without even putting a time limit in it, because there's a space in the ordinance that was given to us last week with the time frame. There's nothing in there. Some of the dates are wrong. And I'm puzzled as to why what about catering? What about somebody that's catering a wedding? Somebody that wants to start a catering company? And I might be wrong about this, but what if CLC wants to put on an event? Is CLC able to get a liquor license?
I believe they have one, no?
What about the nightclub ordinance, or endorsement? Are we doing anything about nightclub endorsements? My question is, what problem are we solving? I feel like I don't want any more liquor licenses in the city than most other people. But I'm willing to sit up here and look out at the public and tell them no. I don't need a moratorium to hide behind. I don't need to make a headline. I don't need to grandstand. So if we're going to have a moratorium, and I'm not a no on a moratorium, just to be clear, I want to make sure that we are very clear on what's in it, what's not in it, and what our reasoning is. Because we're going to have a lot of answering to do. And my biggest fear is that 2 weeks from now, we're going to have people come up here or call us and say, oh, what about this? Or what about this? Or can you do me a favor on this? Or can you do me a favor on that? And next thing you know, people are going to try to slide things in. People are going to say, well, here's an exception, and here's why it should apply, or that these exceptions don't apply. And we're going to find ourselves on a very slippery slope.
Is there a moratorium that would make sense for you? Do you think we have to keep fixing it, or are you just not for a moratorium?
No, I didn't say, I'm not opposed to one. It just has to make sense. And as far as I can tell, this just doesn't feel like we thought it all the way through.
Okay, so we can make adjustments.
And Corporation Council is following the direction of the alderpersons that are proposing this. So he's hamstrung, the firm is hamstrung by our direction. So our direction needs to be better, and it needs to be more clear. So I will, again, review anything else that comes before us on a moratorium. I'll continue to ask questions. I'll continue to challenge people as to why they can't say no.
And
But
what
in
would
the
you
meantime,
suggest? What would you suggest in this, since you're an alderman, what would you suggest to make this something more that you would be comfortable voting for, or?
My first suggestion is that we don't need a moratorium. Should the majority of the council feel that we do, then I would be more than happy to work through the language, starting with what's the duration of this moratorium?
It's 1 year.
Doing a better,
Yeah, right. I was just,
um,
let me just,
Alderwoman Bolton, it doesn't say 1 year. There's a blank. So, I just, it stops with us up here. We're the ones that have to answer for what we decide and what we vote on. So I want to make sure we're very clear about it.
Okay,
All right.
thank you, Alderman. Alderman Martinez, and it does say, well, at least on the thing, it says, from when we vote on it, it'd be a 12 months effective date. But that's part of the discussion.
And then there's an ending date of 2026, so that can't be 12 months.
It says,
we
scheduled for
don't
a
know when
period
it
of 12
starts.
months.
It also
from
says
effective
that
date
anybody
of
who's
this
already
ordinance.
submitted an application might be skirting in right under the deadline, as we saw last week.
okay.
And I do
Alderman
want to
Hayes,
say,
Alderman Hayes, can I interrupt you? It is my
I just
turn
want to
to
make
speak
one
now.
last point, and then I'll be done. I really think we should take a real hard look at the nightclub endorsements and make sure that we are cracking down on those, because I'm not sure that I've seen one yet in Waukegan that is actually doing more good than bad.
I believe our team is going to come up with a revised liquor ordinance, I think. But they're working on that still. I would definitely recommend to speak to Tom. Alderman Martinez.
Yeah, real quickly here, thank you, Alderman Felix. You know, the thing about it is it's a one-year moratorium. We can work out the kinks, but it is for the well-being of our residents. No one's looking for it to sensationalize or get any kind of headlines here. We know we can talk about putting moratoriums on bags and taking care of helium balloons, but why not look out for the well-being of your residents? I live in a ward where there's a lot of homeless people, and this is what it causes. It's just a 1 year. We can go ahead and work out the differences, but for you to come totally up to say that, you know, you don't want to vote for so many things, that's something we can work on together as a team. I'm willing to work at that. But let's not get lost in the translation what the real reason is, and that is for the well-being of the residents of Waukegan. Something needs to be done, and it's just for 1 year. It's not hurting anyone. So we can tweak it any way we want. We can adjust it any way we want. But I think that this is a very important ordinance that needs to go through because we are responsible for what's going on in Waukegan and all the riffraff, whatever's going on. But the simple fact is that, you know, this is something that my residents want me to do. And I was elected by them, and I want to make sure that we are addressing this accordingly. We can work out the twinks, but let's not forget the real reason why. It's for the well-being of the residents.
Okay, and I also want to say that we're only going to go till 6:10 on this topic because we have other topics as well. So Alderwoman Bolton, and then Alderwoman Florian, do you want to say something too?
You know, I have to say, I get many, many calls, and not just from the individuals from my ward, but all throughout the city. And I want you to know I hear you, and I believe some of our council here hears you as well. And also being a substance abuse counselor, I bury a great deal of clients that died due to alcoholism. So I just want you all as neighbors, we're concerned about liquor license and putting some type of form of boundaries around this. Just trying to hear you. Thank you.
Alderwoman Florian, and then Alderman
I think Alderman Hayes has more to say, and he's on the
Alderman
committee,
Hayes.
so.
Thank you, Alderwoman Florian. Just in response to Alderman Martinez, I understand your point, but when it comes to legislation, we have to work out the kinks before we pass it, not after it's been passed. The best thing we can do is to think through it as thoroughly as possible. We're going to miss things, we're going to make mistakes, we'll have to own up to them, but we have to think it through before we pass it. It's not pass it now and worry about it later, otherwise we're going to find ourselves in a lot of hot water. And as for anybody that says that we absolutely need this right now, I will again remind you that 2 weeks ago, you passed and approved 3 liquor licenses and an increase to the gaming licensing. So it doesn't seem that urgent.
And those decisions were made before my decision to ask for a moratorium. The reason why I put a moratorium is because I'm getting calls from my constituents.
Alderwoman Florian.
So council, correct me if I'm wrong, but we create a new liquor license every time we vote for one, correct?
Correct.
So we don't really need a moratorium because we don't have any liquor licenses just sitting there waiting for us to put our stamp of approval on them. When they bring a liquor license to us, all we have to do is vote no. We have to look at the facts, decide whether it's something that brings more benefit than harm to our community in whatever way we decide that, and we just vote no if we don't want any more liquor licenses. And I think what Alderman Hayes was alluding to is that when we create this moratorium, except for these things over here, I think we're creating a big problem for ourselves because we all know there's people up here on this dais, even if we get 5 or 6 votes to pass this moratorium, there's people on this dais, if someone comes to them individually and says, please, I need a liquor license for my whatever, fill in the blank, they're gonna come to us and say, please, give my friend, my constituent, my resident a liquor license, even though we said we weren't going to do it for a year because he's my friend. So I think we're just opening ourselves up to bending a new rule, basically. And we already have it in place. We don't have any liquor licenses available until we make them available.
And I'm happy to respond. One of the and I agree a lot with what Alderman Hayes has already said. What's here tonight is something for discussion, which is the start of a process. That process, you know, begins and we accept input and we make alterations and revisions accordingly. There is a whereas clause within the proposed ordinance. It is within the sole discretion of the city council as to the number of liquor licenses to be made available and issued, and the city council is of the opinion that at this point in time, it doesn't want to consider additional liquor licenses. So that's exactly to your point, Alderman Florian.
All right,
The initial carve-outs that are being proposed are there for the sole purpose not to go down the slippery slope of granting exception after exception, which that I would, if that's what's going to happen, I would agree with you. I would advise against this. I understand, ma'am, but I would advise against it at that point in time. And maybe calling it a moratorium is the wrong terminology. The point of this is to stay the consideration, so not to incur, and the council would be saying to staff at this point in time, not to incur and put the time and effort into these other classifications, because it's not going to consider those at this point.
as it's written, do you guys have any amendments or anything like that you want to change?
I have a few notes that I'm
Okay.
happy to go through it, make some changes, and send it over to Alderman Hayes for
Okay.
his review.
And last,
Real quickly.
well, we only got 2 minutes, guys.
Okay, well, listen, in response to Alderman Hayes' saying that I voted for 3 liquor licenses, well, you know what, sir? You voted for 3 liquor licenses, too. As a matter of fact, you and Lynn Florian, Alderman Florian, on November 7th, you have a liquor license for Divine Liquor located on Glen Rock Avenue. And then you also had a second liquor license that you approved, and that was done on May 1st, 2023, with, again, Alderman Florian. And this was for the LBA Quick Stop Food and Liquor located at 625 West Greenwood. And then you had one more, sir, and the third one.
Oh, there's more than that. I've approved more
August
liquor
7th,
licenses
I'm
than
still
that.
talking, so please. I'm still
I'll stand
talking.
behind 'em.
August 7th, 2023. So I would be very careful how you try to put people's words and try to
All right.
make false allegations, whatever. But you voted for 3, you and Lynn.
Thank you, guys.
So
Alderwoman
I only
Bolton,
been on- I only
and then
been here
we'll
for
vote.
4 years.
I just want to say I disagree with the statement that even though people call us, we are yes people, because I have 2 businesses right now that want to open, they want liquor license, but I have told them no, because it put certain of our individuals in risk. So I just want to put that on record.
All right, thank you, guys. So we have a motion and a second, so with the notes that we've made, can we get a roll call, please?
Alderman Donenworth.
No.
Alderman Hayes.
No.
Alderman Martinez.
Yes.
Alderman Bolton.
Yes.
Chairman Felix.
And yes, to pass it to the committee so we can have discussion there as well.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right,
No, I have some proposals and considerations that I want to make revisions based on some of the points raised by Alderman Hayes, which then I will do that and provide him with a copy of it so that we could have a discussion, so that we could touch on points.
Okay, so
Yeah,
is it
me
going to
also.
council in 2
Me
weeks?
also.
yes.
Is that the plan for this? With,
Yeah, that would be the plan at this point, but there's a lot to be done between now and then.
yeah, it seems like it's going to council, but the committee's not even really clear on what the ordinance is going to say. No, it's not tonight.
I took it as that we have to clean up the language within the respective licenses. And I'll do that and get you over something, basically at least on what I heard from some of your comments.
All
Okay.
right, moving on to the next item. That is, well, there are no more new business. We are going to line item 5, reports and communication. We're going to have a discussion on Vista Medical Center. Well, actually, before we move on to the discussion, I did speak to Alderman Turner on line item B. That was supposed to be taken off. We're going to have the discussion on the regarding the chamber at the next council meeting, or GONO, I believe.
I request that as we were prepared, and I'm prepared to speak to it, it's on the.
I'm sorry, can you come to the mic?
Thank you.
Oh, you wanted to speak on it today?
Absolutely, there's no need to push it out another 2 weeks. It was scheduled for this, and we thought we was gonna move, it didn't get moved. It's here, we're here, I'm here.
Oh, that's fine, okay.
Thank you.
That's cool with me. All right, line item 5A, discussion on Vista Medical Center. I have Alderwoman Florian. Do you want to start?
Thank you, Chairman. I'm not on this committee. I thought that this discussion would take place in a committee of the whole, which I thought was more appropriate, but some of the aldermen were against having a committee of the whole, so I sent an email back on April 26th asking for a committee of whole to discuss the current situation with the hospital. Twice recently, hospital employees have been paid late. We know that they've been working under extremely trying circumstances for months, maybe you could even say years now, and it's unacceptable to me that they would not be paid promptly and appropriately. I believe they did eventually get their pay. The taxes on the hospital continue to go unpaid. And the CEO of the hospital corporation that owns them, the private equity American Hospital System, has announced a dubious plan to pay the taxes by selling the parking lot for $2 million. First of all, I don't think the parking lot's worth $2 million, and I don't know who would buy it. The water bill with the city, as far as I know, is over $300,000, and that's gone unpaid for over 2 years. I'm assuming other utilities and vendors have gone unpaid. And recently, 2 suburban hospitals closed after similar situations. Now, I realize the city has no real authority over the hospital. We don't license them. We don't control them in any way. They are privately owned, privately run. But I proposed, when I asked for the committee of the whole, that we ask our state legislators to attend a meeting and provide any information they have, because the state does license the hospital. And I've been told there's been conversations going on between the legislators and the administration of the hospital. Recently, the hospital has been invited to a couple of public meetings, one of which was just in March for oh my gosh, my mind went blank. But anyway, we invited them to come to the meeting to present, their facts of what's going on, and they refused to come. They could have come tonight to present to us, and they didn't come. So we need to let the public know, in my opinion, that we as a council see what's happening, and we are trying to keep them informed. I feel like we haven't done the best job in keeping the public informed. I have residents that are frightened that they're going to be taken by ambulance to Vista and won't be cared for properly. And again, even though we have no control over this, it's our hospital. We need a hospital. Vista provides care not only for Waukegan, but parts of North Chicago and Zion as well. And I think we just have to do as much as we can to keep them informed about what possible plans there are should the worst case scenario close out and play out and the hospital closes. We've had a hospital in this community for over 100 years. We used to have 2 hospitals that combined into one, and both of those hospitals were nonprofit. And when they combined together, the decision was made at the time for the hospital to go for-profit. And we are the only for-profit hospital in the whole county. And we're the community, I feel, that needs the care the most in some ways, being an environmental justice community, being a majority-minority community, being one of the, lower income communities in the county. And yet here we are saddled, I would say, with a for-profit hospital when Lake Forest, Condell, Highland Park are all nonprofit hospitals. And the difference there is that those hospitals are held accountable to the community, and they must show their financial records publicly. This hospital does not have that same requirement. And thus, we find ourselves in this situation where they're not paying their bills, they're not paying their workers. It's a really, I feel it's really getting to be a dire situation. And, you know, we all know some of the more horrible things that have happened. They originally had their level 2 trauma designation taken away for a while. A woman froze to death on their roof. Another man wandered away and died. There's just been some really awful things that have happened there, and yet we're unable to hold them accountable to our community. So I'm hoping that this is the beginning of other discussions and that maybe we can get the state legislators here in the near future to tell us what it is they know and what the plans might be for us to have healthcare going forward.
Out of the discussions that that may be had or people might be having, have you reached out to any of those legislators or any of our legislators and see if they have anything that they're working on?
I have, but they refuse to share any information they have with me, so I don't know any more than I did before I called them, so.
Have you gone to our mayor's office to discuss this?
I asked the mayor's chief of staff about it in my meeting on Thursday.
Okay.
And he said that he is having some conversations with them as well.
Okay.
But that was not going to be shared, so that's all I know.
I can say that, yeah, we're hoping to have these discussions come to light, but we are looking to hopefully have something directed our way so we can let the public know. And in terms of the water, I mean, as we as aldermen should know, is that we do have a lien on the hospital for the water, so we will get paid if anything, if it gets sold or what happens, we will secure our money. I have reached out to Paras, Lake County board member. He's, I believe, on the Committee of Health. Haven't got a response yet, but I also let some other Lake County board members know that I wanted to see what discussions they're having, what kind of appetite they're having for solving this, or if they're having any. As far as I know, when I spoke to Isaiah as well, another county board member, he said, there's discussions. But he's suggested for me to speak to, for us, you as well, you can speak to Paras and see what conversations they might be having if they're talking about a county hospital. I can say from my end, whatever system comes into our community, whether it's the same system or a different system, we need to make sure that we have a system that it works well with our community. Anyone has any other? Alderwoman Bolton?
Yeah, Alderman Florin, I want to say thank you for bringing this issue to the table and giving us an update. But I know that you had announced a couple months back that they had a meeting at CLC. Was this part of that presentation that they provided?
Vista had a meeting at CLC?
I believe so, an update on the hospital
I
a
believe
while
you
back.
did with Sandy, maybe, right?
I'm sorry?
Yourself and Sandy, or Sandy Hart and some other people?
Sandy Hart and Jennifer Bannock have formed a working group with Senator Johnson and Rita Mayfield, the state rep. But they haven't met in a couple months now. So they do have a working group put together, but I'm not part of that group, and so I wasn't privy to that. And it was the intergovernmental committee I was trying to think of a few minutes ago, that we invited them to come and present, and they refused to come.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Martinez, and we're going to go to 623 on this discussion.
Quickly, I can say that it is something that it is hurting our city. So I guess our hands are tied. But from my understanding, there is legislation. There people are working behind the scenes to get this thing taken care of, or at least address it. But it's very limited information. So at least I can say that I appreciate the fact that we have, for example, Rita Mayfield. And at least they're trying to put something together. Maybe they'll present it soon. But it is something that I've never seen, and it has put a black eye to the city. That I can agree on.
In terms of, well, I'm not saying I want to push anyone out. I definitely we want the best system for our community. But in terms of, exploring options, yeah, county has the money to possibly get a county hospital. I mean, I would say they have the funds for that. But I'm not sure what discussions they've been having. And I remember attending that meeting. Another option that was thrown out there was to get a petition going to change it to a not-for-profit. I mean, that was a discussion that was being had on that. I remember going to that meeting that was done. So, I mean, there's options out there. So now who's going to push these options, or who's going to make sure that we, move this along? I think it could start here, but where else does it go? Who else can we get on board? Or maybe we should make sure we have come into the office and have, a discussion with mayor's office along with other legislators to see where we're at. I definitely would recommend to do that. I'm willing to be part of that, of course, Alderwoman Florian. We'll see where we can go with this. I mean, this is a huge issue in our community. Any last words?
I just want to clarify, I'm not sure that the county board has the money to run a hospital. I would be cautious about saying that, just.
Well, maybe we can explore that idea.
It's been many, many years since we had a county hospital, and we're talking about a huge undertaking, and I don't know that they have the funds available to make that happen now, but just,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Okay. Anything else, guys? No? All right. And next we have line item 5B, discussion on the Chamber of Commerce. And Alderman Turner is giving us a sheet.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for allowing me to speak. And this letter is exempted, is an excerpt squeezed down from a letter that I sent on April 14th. All of you have that in your email, so you can get the full letter, Lynn. I just don't have a lot of copies, okay? But I didn't just not include you, all right? So as you all know, I have spoken repeatedly, numerous times over the last 2 years, maybe 3, about the Chamber of Commerce. First of all, I voiced my objection to them being in the city hall, and I've also objected numerous times about their use of the name City of Waukegan. Okay, so I'm going to read from this letter. I'll try to get through it quickly. And again, this is excerpted from the email that I sent. You can read that in its entirety in your email. Excuse me. To the board members, I'm writing to formally demand that the Waukegan Chamber of Commerce cease using the designation City of Waukegan Chamber of Commerce. This title is not only misrepresents the nature of your organization, but also violates several Illinois statutes and regulations. And when I speak of intellectual property, I'm referring to the name, City of Waukegan, the logo, the address, and any other item that would reflect a legal and official business affiliation with the City of Waukegan. I remind you, the Chamber of Commerce is not a department of the City of Waukegan. The letter continues. Legal basis for demand. Item 1, Assumed Business Name Act, 85 ILCS, that's Illinois Compiled Statutes 405. This act governs the use of the assumed names, DBAs, by businesses in Illinois. It explicitly prohibits the use of a name that intentionally misrepresents the origin or location of the entity. By incorporating City of Waukegan into your name, it implies a municipal affiliation that is not representative of your private organization. Number 2, Illinois Consumer Fraud and Deceptive Businesses Practices Act, 815 ILCS 505. Excuse me. This statute prohibits deceptive acts and misrepresentations in trade or commerce. The use of an assumed name that mimics a government entity to gain legitimacy or trust constitutes a violation as it creates a likelihood of confusion or misunderstanding regarding the source of your services. Item 3, General Not-for-Profit Corporation Act, 85 ILCS 105. The Secretary of State's guidelines for forming not-for-profits stipulates that a name must be distinguishable from other registered entities and not mislead the public. The current designation fails this standard and may mislead stakeholders about the nature of the organization. And item number 4, Uniform Deceptive Trade Practices Act, 815 ILCS 510. This act prohibits any representation that goods or services have sponsorship or characteristics that they do not possess. The continued use of City of Waukegan constitutes a deceptive trade practice as it suggests a level of government endorsement that does not exist. The continued use of the City of Waukegan Chamber of Commerce not only misleads the public, but also exposes your organization and ours, the city, to potential legal consequences under the aforementioned statutes. I urge you to take immediate action to rectify this situation and adopt a name that accurately reflects the nature of your organization, free from any implication of municipal affiliation, including the usage of the City of Waukegan, AKA City Hall's address in your communications. Thank you for your attention to this important matter. I look forward to your prompt response. So that is, it has not, as of yet, been sent to the Chamber of Commerce. I want to bring it for you all to formally introduce it to the council, solicit your feedback formally and officially, but it is my intent to ask for a motion for a resolution directing the mayor's office and corporate council to send such a letter to the Chamber of Commerce. If that is not forthcoming, I'm prepared to send a letter on my own authority as an officer of this city, in addition to which I would also inform the Illinois State Attorney General and the Illinois Secretary of State. I thank you for your attention. Any questions for me?
Well, maybe we can ask legal counsel, does any of this have any basis? Like, are we liable for any of this as a city? Because
So I've prepared a draft that I've worked with Alderman Turner on, of a letter that I would feel more comfortable with sending as far as all of these allegations that are contained herein. I'm not sure I agree with all of them. What we have is we have the City of Waukegan's Chamber of Commerce. I think part of the problem is the address is the same. It gives the inference that it is a city entity, which in their light could be somewhat problematic.
can we get sued for that?
So we did talk about whether we would issue a letter terminating, and that would be part of a discussion, bigger discussion, have to have with the council. And some of this would end up being litigation strategy and how that would be approached. So while we're here in open session talking about that, if we are looking at sending such a letter and ultimately filing suit, that would be something I'd like to think about a little bit and then come back and whether I would want to go into closed session.
So if this is something that we've heard, I think we can digest it, and maybe we can have it on actual, your committee to vote whether it would go into a regular council?
That's fine. I mean,
Are you guys okay with it? Alderman Hayes?
I'm just kind of curious about, has anybody been deceived or misled by this that we're aware of, by the Chamber's use of the City of Waukegan in its name?
Yes, sir. I've had a number of people call me and ask questions referencing the City of Waukegan Chamber of Commerce, and I have to correct them and inform them it's not a city department. I have no affiliation or connection or official relationship. I don't have any relationship at all with them, nor do you in your capacity as alderman. I don't know what your private capacity might be. None of us have any official affiliation through through our office in the city with that Chamber of Commerce. That's my point. It is not a City of Waukegan department, such as the City of Waukegan Police Department and Public Works Department and Finance Department and the Mayor's Office and any other department. They do not exist as a legal entity, the City of Waukegan. Tom, if you look above your head, it says the City of Waukegan was incorporated in 1859. And they cannot, in accordance with statutes, they cannot by name affiliate themselves with another corporation. That's the statute.
But just in looking at it, it seems like Highland Park, there's the Highland Park Chamber of Commerce, there are Libertyville and Green Oaks and Mundelein and Vernon Hills.
The distinction is city of. Yes, there's a Highland Park. There's a Waukegan Tire, but that's not the City of Waukegan Tire. There's a Naperville Chamber of Commerce. There's a Lake County Chamber of Commerce. Now watch this. Lake County Chamber of Commerce. Lake County is not incorporated as such. It's the County of Lake. That's the corporation. We are the corporation, City of Waukegan. They can't be part of us if they're not part of us. That's my point, and that's the point of the statutes, Tom. And that's why I research them and I present them to you. I would encourage you to read them too.
I've actually read quite a few of them, as it turns out, and I don't know that I've ever seen it applied in this circumstance, but nonetheless, I think my question is just, what's the harm? You know, we allowed them to have an office at City Hall.
And we shouldn't have, but the harm is that it violates the law 4 times. That's the harm. It's illegal. We know it's illegal, and we must take action to mitigate that illegality. We cannot allow illegal activity under the name of City of Waukegan. We are officers of the city. We have to take action when we see illegal actions being done in the name of the city. What happens, Tom, if someone is at one of these events, breakfast events, after hours drinking cocktails, and someone slips and falls, gets too drunk, has an accident, and who are they going to sue? City of Waukegan. Why? They were at a City of Waukegan Chamber of Commerce event.
Alderman?
We expose ourselves to way too much liability, sir. Thank you.
I just want to make sure. Would you like to bring it in next meeting on your committee?
I think at this point, we need to discuss it further. I can talk with the Corporation Council and have a better, more defined, and Tom, certainly like to talk with you and get your continued feedback and have that discussion. I love talking with you, you know that, right?
Last thing, just before we end this, are there 4 laws that are being illegally?
I'd have to look into that further. I understand where potential confusion comes, but.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Alderman Turner.
Thank you all for your attention.
And that is it for the discussions. Line item 6, we're going to adjourn. It is 6:34 p.m. Can I get a roll call? Oh, motion?
So move.
First by Alderwoman Bolton,
I second.
second by Alderman Martinez. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. We are adjourned at 6:35 p.m. Thank you.
Alderman Felix, please don't leave. We're getting ready to start finance. The time is now passed for the Finance and Purchasing Committee for May 4th, 2026. Can I get a roll call, please?
Alderman Newsome.
Present.
Alderman Florian.
Present.
Alderman Bolton.
Present.
Alderman Felix.
Present.
Alderman Martinez.
President.
We have a quorum. Thank you. Item C, can I get a motion to approve the minutes, Finance and Purchasing Committee minutes from April 6, 2026?
I shall move.
Motion by Alderman Bolton,
Second.
second by Alderman Florian. Are there any questions to the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item D, public comment. Is there anyone that wants to speak on any agenda item on the Finance and Purchasing Committee committee? Hearing none, we'll move to item 3, old business. We have none. New business, item A, a resolution approving a settlement and release of all claims for the Waukegan Fire Department employee workers' compensation. Can I get a motion?
So move.
Motion by Alderman Bolton. Second.
Second. Those guys aren't even paying attention.
Second by Alderman Florian. Okay, the resolution approving a settlement and release of all claims for the Waukegan Fire Department employee workers' compensation claims for an amount not to exceed $70,700.72. A resolution approving a settlement and a release of all claims for the Fire Department employee, claim number 220429W002 and 221228W008 and 240125W004 for an amount not to exceed $70,772. Are there any questions? Can I get a roll call, please?
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item B, Waukegan Police Department employee compensation claim. Can I get a motion on the floor first?
Motion first.
Motion by Alderman Martinez,
Second.
second by Alderman Felix. Waukegan Police Department employee workers' compensation claim resolution approving a settlement and release of all claims for the Waukegan Police Department employee, claim number 250611W010 and 25WC20098 for an amount not to exceed $42,882.72. Are there any questions to this motion? Can I get a roll call, please?
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Motion carried. Item 5, reports and communication. We have our monthly finance report. Is there anything you wanted to go over, finance?
No, the report's through March. I'm happy to take any questions.
Are there any, Alderman Florian?
Thank you, Chair. Finance Director, we were told a couple months back that we were delayed in doing reconciliations, correct?
Correct.
And so my question is, how close are we to being caught up?
Close. So we're through February. It's our goal to get through March and April by the end of May, which will put us right in line for audit season.
Okay. And how many errors have been found?
As far as quantitative errors, we haven't numbered them, but there have been numerous errors that have been found.
Okay. And so how the documents you presented us tonight, the one I'm especially usually interested in is the budget to actual report, because that tells us whether we're spending more money than we're bringing in on a monthly basis. So how much has that report changed going back through the months you've looked at?
I haven't taken specifically a look at how much it's changed, but we've processed much more cleanup entries, so you have a better report through February, I think is what it's presented.
Okay, I didn't understand what you said. You've processed much more what?
Journal entries to kind of clean up
Okay.
Yeah, the activity that's been happening as we've reconciled more months.
Okay, so how accurate is the budget to actual report we have here today?
It's really accurate because we're done through February with the reconciliations.
Okay,
Yeah,
great. Thank you.
no problem.
Any other questions? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll move on that.
Motion by Alderman Martinez,
Second?
second by Alderman Felix to adjourn. We are adjourned at 6:42. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, the time is 6:45, and we'll begin the Environmental and Sustainability Committee on May 4th, 2026. Can I get a roll call, please?
Alderman Felix,
Present?
Alderman Turner,
Present.
Alderman Guzman, Alderman Bolton,
Present?
Chairman Florian.
Present, thank you. Can I get a first and a second to approve the minutes of the April 6th, 2026 meeting?
I so move.
Can I get a second?
Second?
Thank you. Are there any questions to this motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, motion carries. Item 3 is audience time. Is there anyone here that would like to speak to the committee? Mr. Rayon Edwards, you have the podium.
Good evening, Council. You know, I understand a lot of what goes on in the city, and I have yet to understand the purpose of this particular committee. What are we doing? It's almost like we done added extra work for our staff, you know, because how much do we control? You know, you have entities that does this work, a type of work. I think we should leave it to them. as they are the professionals, and it's not like us as a city can make them do anything. You know what I mean? They get their fundings from other sources. So again, I will hope that soon somebody can really explain the purpose of creating this committee, as we created so many of them. And what are they doing? I really want to know, what are these committees doing? As you can see, most people is not even interested. That's why you have a lack of participation at these council meetings. It don't do nothing but give aldermen enough time to talk, and then they still get alderman time and still take all day to talk. But that was my question tonight. I would like to know exactly what is the purpose of this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there anyone else that would like to address this committee? Okay, we will move on. There is no old business, but there is one item under new business. Item A is a resolution approving change order number 1 to the master task order with the Deegan Group for brownfield cleanup environmental services at 200 East Seahorse Drive and the amount of $129,000. Can I get a first and a second?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Are there any questions to this motion? Okay, I'm just going to explain a little bit based on the question we got at the podium. We have many environmental issues in this community, including what we call brownfields that are left over from the manufacturing facilities that we had, like Johns Manville, OMC, the wire mill, all these places that used to produce, they did manufacturing, and then they closed up and left town, and they left behind a polluted site. And this one we're talking about tonight is the OMC site, which is the one you pass on the way to the beach on the left-hand side there. And we're in the process of trying to clean that up. And in the process of doing the work, they found there was more contamination than they expected. So now we have to authorize more money for more cleanup, but we're hoping that this leads to us being able to get some forgivable loans with the state of Illinois to finish the job. So that's what this is all about, so that eventually that property can be developed into something else, something useful, other than a polluted site. Did I do okay?
Just one correction. It's the Johnson Motors site, which is
sorry.
the OMC Plant 1 site, but it's Johnson Motors, so currently it's the gravel lot.
Got
at
it.
the lakefront.
Sorry, I
That's
was
okay.
thinking the other
It's all
location.
part of the OMC facility.
Right, but I remember that was the one as you go towards the beach, it's on the right-hand side. Got it. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay. Any other questions, comments? Alderman Felix?
Just, I can comment on the question. We have a lot of different communities in our city. One of them is the environmental community that have interest and focus and expertise in our environment. So we definitely want to hear them out and also offer a space for them to come and promote or inform us of anything. Of course, they come to the regular council, but this is specific for environmental. And, just like we have now, our safety committee, environmental is one of those important things. So I wanted to make sure I offer that. And Alderwoman Florian, you are very interested and very informed of the subject matter, so it's good to have someone that chairs this or chairs the committees that have that interest in these subjects.
Thank you for that. Any other comments or questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Bolton?
Aye.
Alderman Felix?
Aye.
Alderman Turner?
Aye.
Chairman Florian?
Aye. Thank you, everyone. Motion passes. There are no reports and communications, so I'll need a first and a second to adjourn at 6:51.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
The time has come for for Waukegan City Council meeting, May 4th, 2026. Roll call, please.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Alderman Donnerworth.
Present.
Alderman Florian.
Present.
Alderman Hayes.
Present.
Alderman Bolton.
Present.
Alderman Guzman. Alderman Martinez.
President.
Alderman Felix.
Present.
Alderman Newsom.
Present.
Mayor Cunningham.
Present.
You have a quorum, sir.
All right. Part 1B, invocation by Pastor Maria Therese Medina. Please stand. Right here, ma'am.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good evening, Mayor and council members of the community of Waukegan. So I'm here because God bring me right here. I believe in the power of God. And I know God put your name right here in this city. That's why you are there. My English is not a perfect. I'm gonna pray, I'm gonna blessing you and blessing this city in Spanish. But I know you guys gonna understand and gonna feel in the Holy Spirit because I feel it in my hands. He's here. So God put your name right here in this place, and I believe so. Padre Celestial, te damos gracias por esta ciudad de Waukegan. Hesha, gracias Señor, gracias Padre, gracias. Y por cada persona que le ha llamado hogar. Father, we thank you for this city and for every person who called this home. Thank you, Padre. Gracias, gracias, gracias. Hoy presento ante ti nuestras autoridades pidiendo sabiduría, integridad, discernimiento en cada decisión de cada uno de ellos. Los presento delante de ti, Padre, a cada uno por nombre, Señor Jesús. Oramos por la economía local. Bendice los pequeños negocios y grandes negocios que se estarán hablando el día de hoy, Padre Celestial. Trae empleos, nuevos empleos, Padre. Nuevos empleos, nueva sabiduría para este pueblo, para estos líderes, Señor Jesús. Clamamos por seguridad pública, que haya paz en nuestras calles, protección en nuestros oficiales, sabiduría para quienes velan por el bienestar de esta ciudad, Waukegan. Donde hay necesidad, trae provisión. Donde hay necesidad, nuestro Padre Celestial trae provisión. Donde hay división, trae unidad. Unity. Donde hay incertidumbre, trae claridad. Levanto líderes con valentía para hacer lo correcto, Padre, en este lugar. Que ellos puedan ser, Señor Jesús, sabios, dale sabiduría para esas decisiones que tienen que tomar, Padre, porque esto es algo que tú has estado preparando para este tiempo. Waukegan, bendecimos a Waukegan, bendecimos cada líder de este lugar, el mayor, sabiduría de lo alto, sabiduría de lo alto. Bendecimos a Waukegan y declaramos un futuro de paz, justicia, oportunidad. En el nombre de Jesús, in the name of Jesus, amen.
Amen. Immediately following, Mr. Cadet Sergeant First Class Jaha Anaya from Waukegan High School Junior ROTC will be leading us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great job. Look at that. Alderman Guzman is under the weather and is asked to, excuse me, to participate remotely. Can I have a motion to grant Alderman Guzman the ability to participate by phone? Motion by Alderman Donnerworth, second by Alderman Felix. Roll call, please.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Motion passed, sir.
Motion is passed and carried. And Alderman, for your awareness, all votes from here on will be roll call votes according to our ordinance. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
As I begin my comments, I want to take a moment to remember a truly faithful servant and cherished pillar of this community, Pastor Willie Moulton of Christian Faith Fellowship Church of Waukegan. I will always be grateful for Pastor Moulton's spiritual leadership and commitment to serving others. On behalf of the city of Waukegan, I extend my deepest condolences to our family, his congregation, and all who were blessed by his presence. May Pastor Moulton rest in peace. Rest in peace, my friend. Rest in peace. As I begin my comments, I want to take a moment to remember, I'm double dipped here. I apologize, folks. I lost my. Sorry about that, everybody. I lost my place. There we go. To our city employees, you are the face of this government. Whether you are maintaining our streets, ensuring our public safety, managing our water, or providing administrative support, your work is what makes our community possible. You don't just hold jobs, you carry out missions to improve the lives of our community. I want to personally thank you, every city employee, for your professionalism, your resilience, and your commitment to Waukegan, Illinois. You are the backbone of this city, and you truly deserve our deepest appreciation. From the bottom of my heart, I say thank you, and Alderman, if you don't mind, I will say the same thing applies for all of you. Thank you to our city employees. Please give them a round of applause. There has been significant discussion regarding the future of Vista Medical Center East. I want to be clear. The city of Waukegan has been deeply engaged in hard work to secure a long-term solution with a high-quality hospital for the region. I'm collaborating with county, state, federal partners to ensure residents in Waukegan and northern eastern Lake County have access to high-quality health care they so richly deserve. While the city of Waukegan does not directly operate hospitals, we refuse to be bystanders. We are exploring every possible path, whether private, nonprofit, or public. For Waukegan, every viable option is on the table. Our priority is a sustainable outcome, not a quick fix. I'm committed to continue working with our partners to get this right for the future of Waukegan and the northeastern part of Lake County. With that being said, I'd like to recognize the doctors, nurses, technicians, medical assistants, and staff at Vista Medical Center East who continue to serve each and every day at that hospital. Despite challenging circumstances, they continue to work with tremendous professionalism. They truly deserve our appreciation. And with that being said, I'm encouraging the community to attend the Lake County Community Listening Session hosted by the Illinois Department of Health Care and Family Services, Illinois Department of Public Health, and Lake County Health Department on Thursday, May 14th, 2026, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Lake County Community Health Center located at 3010 Grand Avenue, Waukegan, Illinois. Your voice matters to better understand your community needs, what your community needs are, and to strengthen our healthcare safety net system. This listening session will be bilingual in English and in Spanish, on-site translation. I'm also aware that data centers have been a hot topic in the state of Illinois. Data centers. I can assure you that the city of Waukegan is actively reviewing state legislation and policies regarding data centers to ensure we protect our city and our resources. We understand the growing interest in this industry, and we are approaching it with a clear focus on safeguarding our water and the impact of our energy capacity and prices, and overall quality of life. We are reviewing the best practices across municipalities. But through this all, our responsibility is to protect the city of Waukegan, its people, and its resources. Last week, Fourth Ward Alderman Victor Felix and I, along with city staff, joined the Mexican consulate to officially kick off Mexican Fest at Navy Pier, a beautiful celebration of vibrant, unbreakable connection between Mexico and the United States of America. I am proud to celebrate the deep ties that Waukegan shares with Mexico. For generations, thousands of families from Mexico has helped build Waukegan into the vibrant, resilient, welcoming city it is today. It was an honor to see Waukegan being recognized by the Mexican consulate as a welcoming city. I look forward to having a continued relationship with them in years to come. Lastly, I want to take a moment to celebrate all the mothers. I mean all of the mothers, grandmothers, mother figures in Waukegan, Illinois. Mothers are the heartbeat of our families. I encourage everyone in our community to take a moment next week to celebrate and honor the woman who have given us so much. To all the moms out there, happy Mother's Day, and a special Mother's Day not only to my mom, but my wife, Denise Simon Cunningham. Thank you. Mayor's comments now. Item 3, resolutions and proclamations, presentations. Item 2A, proclamation, 57th Annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week, May 3rd through 9, 2026. Madam Clerk, I bet you'll read this one right, won't you?
Yes, let me toot my horn a little bit. Proclamation, 57th Annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week, May 3rd through the 9th, 2026. Whereas the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world, and whereas the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk is the oldest among public servants, and whereas the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels. And whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. And whereas the professional municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local government and community. And whereas professional municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meeting of their state, provincial, county, and international professional organizations. And whereas it is the most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk. And now therefore be it resolved that Mayor Cunningham and the members of City Council of Waukegan, Illinois, do hereby proclaim the week of May 3rd through 9th, 2026 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week. Be it further resolved that the City of Waukegan extends appreciation to our professional municipal clerks, City Clerk Janet E. Kilkelly and Deputy City Clerk David A. Patterson, and to all professional municipal clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities they represent. Adopted this 4th day of May, 2026.
All right, there's a motion. Okay, let's give him a clap, and we're going to need a motion on the floor. Motion by Alderman Newsome, second by Alderman Bolton, to approve the proclamations. Voice vote. Do we need a roll call? You got to do a roll call for everything. All right, roll call vote, please.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes. Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Newsome.
Aye.
Motion passed, sir.
Motion's passed and carried. Well, Janet, you going to do the honors? We have any other more clerks that are here?
I think I do. I
Yeah.
think there's one right behind me.
Okay, there we go. Let's get Janet, y'all. Did you have anything to say? She said it all. David? Here we go. All right, ready? Look over here. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you. Denise.
Nice job, guys.
We have 2. All right. Motion to approve, I'm sorry. Waukegan proclamation recognizing Asian American Pacific Islanders Heritage Month in Waukegan. Madam Clerk?
Proclamation recognizing Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month in Waukegan. Whereas the City of Waukegan recognizes and celebrates the rich history, diverse cultures, and significant contributions of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders who have played a vital role in the development and prosperity of the city. And whereas the Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders represent a vast array of languages, traditions, and experiences, contributing to the vibrant cultural tapestry that makes Waukegan a dynamic and inclusive place to live, work, and thrive. Whereas, through their entrepreneurship, civic leadership, artistic endeavors, and dedication to public service, Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders have strengthened the local economy and enriched the social fabric of the community. And whereas Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month provides an opportunity for all residents of Waukegan to learn more about the heritage and resilience of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders, and to reflect on the challenges they have overcome throughout history. And whereas the City of Waukegan remains committed to fostering an environment of equity, respect, and belonging for all residents, ensuring that the stories and achievements of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are honored and preserved for future generations. Now therefore be it proclaimed that Mayor Cunningham and the Waukegan City Council do hereby proclaim the month of May 2026 as Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders Heritage Month in Waukegan, adopted this 4th day of May 2026.
All right. Motion by Alderman Martinez, second by Alderman Hayes. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Salaman. Aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Newsome.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Motion's passed and carried. All right, come on up. Salama? All right, who's going to be the spokesman? Sean, you're going to be the spokesman. There you go. Say some things.
Something short. Mayor Cunningham, members of City Council, and the people of Waukegan, thank you for this proclamation. Standing here before you as a lifelong resident, a proud Filipino Chinese American, and Waukeganite through and through, born from, it's called St. Therese Hospital, woohoo! This proclamation carries immense weight. Waukegan's strength has always been its beautifully woven tapestry of cultures. Today we recognize the vibrant contributions of our Filipino Chinese, Korean, Vietnamese, Japanese, Indian, and other Asian communities. I also wanted to acknowledge our special bond with our sister city, Miyazaki, Japan. Our multi-decade friendship is a testament to the fact that Waukegan's heart stretches beyond its borders. Let May this month be a reminder that AAPI's story is not just a separate chapter. It is a fundamental part of the Waukegan story, and that's it. Thank you so much, Mayor Cunningham and the members of City Council.
Thank you.
Yes. And a lot of the representatives we have up here are teachers from District 60.
Educators.
Yes.
They say that loud and proud. I like that. All right, we're gonna look straight ahead here. Somebody's trying to call us. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We're good. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I think we lost him.
The first time I tasted it, pretty good. I like the,
Want anybody? Gotta call them back. All right. Did he hang up?
Okay, I'll put you back on.
The last one I don't have to do that. I don't think somebody's this ALS.
We're just gonna vote it. Item C, proclamation recognizing ALS Awareness Month. Motion by Alderman Florian, second by Alderman Felix. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Newsome.
Aye.
And sorry to say they aren't here today, but we were going to mail this to them.
All right, motion's passed and carried. Item D, motion to approve appointment of Sherry Revelle Sutherland to the Waukegan Historic Preservation Commission. Motion by Alderman Florian, second by Alderman Martinez. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Motion passed, sir.
Motion passed and carried. And Sherry's in the audience. Stand up and say hello. Thank you. Thank you for your service. All right, item 3, audience time. Madam Clerk.
All right, it's time. Okay, we're ready. I'm going to call the first 4: Abraham Palomo, Jose Echeverria, Magna Reckman, and Kathy Charity. Abraham Palomo, Jose Echeverria, Magna Reckman, and Kathy Charity. You have 3 minutes. Let me get you ready. Hold on. Hold on. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Good evening, Mayor, City Council, city staff, and residents. I recently visited the Waukegan water filtration plant, where I was generously given a tour by its director, Antonio Dominguez. He walked me through the critical process of drawing water from Lake Michigan, then cleaning, filtering, disinfecting, and ultimately distributing it to our residents. A few notable facts. The plant has been in operation since 1928, nearly a century. It takes approximately 60 million gallons of water daily through intake pipes extending into our lake, and it delivers about 10 million gallons per day to residents. The city also supplies water to neighboring communities, including Beach Park, Gurnee, Park City, and Green Oaks. The facility itself includes 5 basins and 14 to 18 filters. It was a valuable experience, and I highly recommend taking a tour. I would also like to emphasize the importance of fairness and transparency in our city. These principles foster a more engaged and trusting community. When concerns arise, such as those surrounding towing practices or our only hospital, residents seek, at a minimum, accountability and openness from their leaders. As elected officials, you must lead constructive dialogue and that positively impacts our community. I commend the mayor's comments regarding the hospital staff. They are the backbone of the institution. To conclude, I would like to recognize our city clerk, Janet Kilkelly, and Deputy City Clerk, David A. Patterson. Thank you for your professionalism and dedication. Your office plays a vital role in managing records and working alongside city leadership to ensure efficiency and transparency. We appreciate your service to our city. Thank you.
Jerry. It is Jerry.
Jose Echeverria.
Hello. I'm from Waukegan Fruit Market, and I'm just here because they were working on the streets on 10th Street, and it kind of hurt our business there for like 5 months. And the roads were all blocked from 10th Street to like in our corner, and we had no people coming in on our business because it was all blocked up for like. I just want to know too, when is that going to be done? Because it's still like hurting our business. You know, we lost a lot of business because of that, because everybody had to go around. And I was just wondering, is there anything that we could do to like make it better for the business there? When is it going to be done over there, Sam?
See Antonio, the gentleman by the door. He can give you all the details, and we'll keep you updated, Jerry.
Okay, with that, okay.
Yes, sir. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Magna Reckman.
It's good to see you too, Jerry.
Hello, good evening. So as Jose said, he's the manager at the business we work at, Waukegan Fruit Market. I am the current owner of the fruit market, and I would like to give some points, some figures that we've been dealing with. For example, been 5 months, no business, a lot of customers that do not come over here, they choose different routes, and then they get used to those routes, and they just do not, they're not doing the same thing that they were used to do before. Due to that, we lost a lot of business. For every bounce check that bounces for ordering from the companies, it costs us about $25 to $35. And for every overdraft fee, for every check that clears out of the bank and they charge us an overdraft fee, it's about $34. That costs us about $300 to $400. $300 at least and $600 at most every week. I have figures for the companies that we owe debts. For example, Pelimex, our major grocery company that we owe $8,000 plus for. North Shore Gas, which is $1,600. ComEd is $8,600. Fox Deluxe is $2,500. Then there's Iberia and there's Pepsi. I can go on with the companies that we owe the money to because of all the hardships we're facing. I would also like to compare the last year with this year that we faced because of the closure of 10th Street. The difference between the business in dollars, I would say for December was $12,000, January $20,000, February was $14,000, April was $26,000. In total, that comes up to $103,000. That's about $30,900 in profits, which has, caused us a lot of trouble keeping up with the bills. We can either keep up with the bills or the inventory. What do we have to choose between the inventory or the bills? We chose the bills because we have to keep the business running. If we do the inventory, we don't pay the bills, of course, the business won't run. We have tried our best to keep the inventory full. There's a lot of people that are used to the store. They're perfectly aware with our situation, and as Sam Cunningham, our mayor, you know our store, how old it is and how long it's been there, and you understand the situation. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Kathy Charity.
Hello, Mayor. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Alderman. I had planned to talk about other things, but since my vehicle was stolen last Tuesday, vandalized and destroyed by 3 demon punks of Satan, they committed over 40 burglaries through Lake County, which I'm sure many of you already know. Thanks to WPD for contacting me at 6:15 a.m. in the morning to confirm what happened. My vehicle was written a total loss. In the video that was surfacing all through Facebook, I saw my vehicle in the background of a restaurant. These punks had no empathy or regards to life. Yes, they were from Waukegan. They created havoc to a lot of businesses as well as leaving evidence behind. The day it happened, I went to deep prayer. Thank God my prayers were answered. As a taxpaying citizen, I will be writing my legislators in D.C. so they can pass a bill that the parents should be responsible. This criminal behavior has been interfered with me financially, has interfered with my financial system. I had a deductible to pay. I had to rent a car for over a week. I was looking around for another vehicle as well. 2 of these 17-year-olds should be tried as adults and sent to prison when they reach the age of 21. If not, let their parents go for them. It is not fair for people to have to pay out of their own pockets for their children's criminal behavior. That needs to be responsible. They need to be responsible, even if it means putting a lien on their house if they have one. Many vehicles also around in Waukegan are darkly tinted. You don't know who's in them. They could be using these cars for crime. They could have followed my car to find out how to rip me off. It could be drug dealers in those dark cars, sex trafficking, or someone pointing a vehicle, or just whatever. Mayor Hyde forbid dark tinted windows, and it needs to stop. Wards 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, these wards are total war zones. unkept properties with trash. We have electrical bikes riding up and down the streets all day long, creating a nuisance. Again, I'll say it again, Washington Street, Grand Avenue, Belvedere, and 10th Street look like third world countries. Did dirty money buy up these streets or what? I don't know. Although I do support the blue, my answers in building a new police station over there on Green Bay Road, no. Utilize the free property that was offered. I also want to commend the city of Waukegan for a job well done on the streets. And once they get rid of these criminals creating destructive and chaos in the city, Waukegan will be a better place. Then we can flip Waukegan red.
Thank you, Ms. Charity. The next 5 will be Felix Rivera, Brother Blanks, Sean White, Rayon Edwards, and Esther Herron. Felix Rivera, Brother Blanks, Sean White, Rayon Edwards, and Esther Herron. Go ahead, sir.
Good evening. My name is Felix Rivera, proud citizen of Waukegan, 7th Ward. I'm here today to ask the council to consider revising the current towing situation in Waukegan. I'm requesting the City Council discuss this matter, investigate the negative impacts and changes affecting the citizens of Waukegan, and place the function of towing up for bid with a request for proposal from the towing companies doing business in Waukegan. It only seems fair to request a bid for this function rather than award the function to connected firms. The City of Waukegan currently puts out requests for proposals for functions like grass maintenance on city-owned properties and construction projects. The city should also put out a request for proposals for city towing. The City of Waukegan should look into having an agreement also for vehicle towing services with the service contractors in order to eliminate all the liability from the city. I was able to review the contract between the Village of Gurnee and their service providers. The contract clearly and specifically outlines and defines the scope of services, compliance, complaint and dispute resolution, along with many other aspects of the towing function. The contract also addresses conflict of interest and gift prohibition. I would encourage the City Council to do their due diligence and fully investigate what surrounding communities are doing to address their towing process and fees charged. I would also ask the City Council to make it equitable for all towing establishments to compete. All fees associated with towing increased June 2025 to some of the highest levels in the county. The Hispanic towing businesses' ability to compete and provide services has been eliminated. Increased towing and storage fees not aligned with other municipalities are doing for their citizens is a disservice to the citizens of Waukegan. I would also like to address the issue that was brought up earlier with the hospital. We do have an intergovernmental committee. It's full of leaders from Lake County, the Waukegan Township, Lake County Health Department, Waukegan School District, and also community leaders. The community needs to be actively working on saving our hospital. The hospital is very important. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Brother Blanks.
Brother Blanks, founder chief president of Black Abolition Movement for the Mind. I just really, that's what I was going to speak on, the irony of him getting ready to, on what is the towing ordinance. And I want to speak on it from the perspective of one who was a party in a class action lawsuit under when it was considered as the $500 impoundment. It came to be what was considered as, I consider, as a very reckless and racist so-called ordinance. So what am I saying? Based on the ugliness and the history of the Waukegan towing, there has to be some real oversight, some real accountability, and definitely, regardless of whoever holds the contracts, there has to be some real oversight. There has to be, just like he was saying, everything else is put out to bid. Put this out to bid because I hate to have to come back down here on the basis of when I was coming here in 2004, you know, it just wasn't a good look. And it was a bad vibe for the city when everybody and people were just having their cars taken, stolen, auctioned off. It was vicious. It was bad. We don't want this city to regress and digress back to what you call the Waukegan towing ordinance, back to the $500 impoundment, just resuited and rebooted and repackaged, but to still the same problems. So too often I've come to this city council meeting of late to hear, I hear the complaints now like I was hearing back then, okay? So let's do something about that, really. And I'll be speaking on it more, but right now on another note, is that, you know, the last time I was at this city council, wow, that time went by fast. But anyway, I just want to say nobody's above an apology. Last time I was here, I spoke out of turn. I was sitting from the seat, and I spoke to my alderman about the young lady and her speaking, and the alderman and just addressing her and acknowledging her. And I'm sure it was oversight on my alderman's part, because truth be told, she was one of the very first ones who assured that we was recognized here in this city based on the issues and based on the work that we was doing in the community. So I stand corrected on speaking from the area, from the flow and everything. But some of the other things in the last few minutes, I'm going to have to come back. I'll say that for later. But I do want to, at some point, refresh the idea of the Waukegan police. Well, we'll talk about it later.
Thank you, sir. Sean White. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sean White. I live at 917 Fairfield Court. I do have to say it's very reassuring that the mayor said something about the hospital, and there's going to be a speaking session, but we do have some dates that are coming up that we've got to be aware of. A private lien holder goes to court on July 10th. If Vista doesn't pay the $1.1 million by June 12th, 39 days from now, a private equity firm with no obligation to provide health care could become the legal owner of this building. That concerns me. That's a tight deadline. I know we've got things coming up, but I mean, we need that hospital. We need that hospital. And I know generally that's not in your wheelhouse in your council, but there are some things that you can do. Right now they owe us $300,000 in water. We can use that water debt as leverage, demand a payment plan, or probably not file a lien, but pass a resolution declaring a public health emergency and formally demand IDPH appoint a receiver to operate this hospital while a responsible buyer is found. Direct city staff to actively recruit Advocate, Northwestern, Endeavor, or another regional health system, and put TIF incentives on the table. Coordinate with Lake County to use the county's lien position to block a private equity firm from taking ownership July 10th. That's important because these dates are coming tight. There's another point, it seems to be a reoccurring theme around here. It has to do with the towing situation that's here. My biggest concern is the fact that we are subject to potential liability issues. And my property taxes are too daggone high right now. And I don't want to use those property taxes to pay any lawsuits, right? I mean, the problem, Waukegan has no towing contract, no consistent pricing, no accountability. Residents are being charged whatever a towing company decides to charge. Towing costs have risen sharply. One thing I don't have in here that I do want to mention, it seems like 80% of the people being towed are black or brown people. I think that's absolutely an issue. Now, you have to take into consideration the population in this city is fairly diverse, but still, I believe that's an issue. What's our fix? Every city service contract must go out for competitive bid. Towing is no exception. Waukegan businesses should be called first before any outside provider. Right now, we have tow trucks that potentially are being towed. We're asking cities outside of Waukegan to do it when we have the capability of doing that with the businesses that are sitting here in our town. There's a risk in doing nothing. Oh shoot, I got 8 seconds. No contract means the city carries full liability, and if an accident happens during a tow, that exposure is unnecessary and it's easily fixed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Mr. Rayon Edwards.
Good evening, Council. Happy Mother's Day to all of you mothers. Thank you so much for your sacrifice to the ones that I don't get a chance to reach out to on actual Mother's Day. I want to thank them gentlemen for coming up to speak about the towing, because at the last council meeting I sat here, and I've been coming to these council meetings for quite some time, I watched the deputy chief stand up here and talk about how the police have absolutely nothing to do with the rates. Well, Mayor, a couple of months ago, you said that's who set the rates was the police. I even have a text message when me and you discussed this, that that's who set the rates, it's the police. So I don't know which to believe. Do the police set them, or is the towing people setting them? I do know that you and Greg Mosio met with Records and Whitmore, and y'all gave them consent to double their rates. Months later, a message was sent by this mayor to Lake County Towing, hey, you can double yours too. This community, y'all, we got to ask ourselves, what is so hard about a request for proposal? What are we scared of? We do it for grass cutting. We do it for everything. When we're talking about rebuilding Waukegan, I notice when Gurney's get their streets done, or Lake Forest, or where they out there, they ain't tearing up every street in the city. Why is we letting them do it here? How about we pick an area, you start there, you finish it, and then you move on to the next one? Because what's happening right now is people tearing up their cars, and ain't nobody up here gonna help them pay for none. Last council meeting, I appreciate the efforts of a moratorium for the alcohol, but I do have to agree with this argument. Why not just vote no? What's so hard about that? And if we gonna do it all the way around the board. Don't make no exception, because it ain't, unless it's a fine dining restaurant coming in our city, we don't need no more. It's killing us. Haven't y'all noticed? Do y'all be out and see? As the lady said, go on Grand, 10th Street, Belvedere. It is a third world country. You got a video surfacing on Facebook right now where a man stood right in front of a woman's car, refused to move, even when the light turned green. How long it be before one of our women get hurt? And then all y'all gonna act like you're doing something. That's when all y'all gonna get up here and wanna speak in grandstand. And Mayor, the last thing I want to say, I appreciate the efforts about the hospital. But you went after my restretch for a water bill about $25,000. You caused hell and high water in this city about that water bill. And you mean to tell me that this hospital owed us over $350,000 and you ain't said a peep word, not even in your comments? I forgot that is your friend wife job over there.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Esther Han.
I would like to talk today. Good evening. City officials are speaking for rebuilding Waukegan, but as a pedestrian, I see a different story. Volunteers clean our city, but they cannot volunteer away structural failure. Last Friday at Belvedere and Genesee, I was crossing the street when the light changed. While watching for cars, the ground gave away. I tripped and fell hard into a pothole, ruining my clothes, and I stand here today with my wounded knee and painful. I recently saw city trucks spraying chip seal onto Belvedere Road. The work was so poor that I didn't even feel the hole where I fell into. Previous patches have already reverted to rubble. Furthermore, this one, they are on the sidewalk, rubble, and besides that, and the bus stop is converting numerous loose asphalt chunks and construction pebbles. The deterioration extends to the sidewalks, where dangerous patch jobs have replaced proper curb on both sides. How was this subpar work approved by you twice? I am tired of the lack of accountability. It seems officials have lost empathy. Even after a local death, the city didn't do anything. We endure these obstacles daily. a lack of respect for drivers that forces us to play human progress, buckle pavement where elevated joints create tripping hazards, neglected homes with this and the sidewalk, and almost I fell also. Reckless driver who treat our neighbors like a racetrack. Missing zebra crossing Main Street navigation dangerous. In 2023, the Silent War claimed over 8,400 pedestrians and cyclists with another 117,000 injured. Waukegan is part of the statistics. Why do drivers get a yellow light to warn them of a change? However, pedestrians don't have countdown timers at our busy crossing. Mrs. Sim Bolton and other city council members stop driving with the windows up and the AC on. Get out of your car to see what is happening. We pay taxes with the same currency as wealth and wars, yet we receive chip seals while they get complete repaving. Stop treating us as like a bad neighbor. The first word is no a drive-through. What is the specific timeline to permanently fix the Belvedere corridor? We deserve a safe path home. Let's fix it now. There are many on the sidewalk of this, many.
Thank you, ma'am. Mayor, that concludes the audience time.
Thank you, everybody. Item 4, consent agenda. It's under the consent agenda, are considered routine and non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. If any one board member wishes to have a separate vote on any item, it will be pulled from the consent agenda and voted on separately. Are there anything from the? All right, 4A. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. Item 4A, motion to approve regular meeting minutes from Monday, April 20, 2026. 4B, motion to approve closed executive session meetings from regular city council meeting Monday, April 20, 2026. 4D, motion to approve ratified regular payroll dated May 1, 2026, total amount of $2,167,322.55. Item 4E, a motion to approve ratify miscellaneous payroll dated May 1, 2026, in the amount of $80,338.54. Item 4F, motion to approve vendor payments dated April 30th, 2026, totaling in the amount of $3,069,007.22. 4G, motion to grant permission for American Legion Homer, Derringer Post 281, to conduct the annual distribution of poppies for the month of May 2026. 4H, resolution approving the award of 2026 mowing contracts 6-week to GNS Services, Illinois, Inc., for an amount of $19,800. 4I, resolution approving the award of the 2026 mowing contract biweekly to GNS Services of Illinois, Inc., for an amount of $61,750. 4J, resolution approving the award of 2026 mowing contract cemeteries to GNS Services, Inc., Illinois, Inc., for an amount of $30,550. 4K, resolution approving the award of 2026 mowing contract weekly to GNS Services of Illinois, Inc., for an amount of $57,664. 4L, resolution approving the award of 2026 manhole and catch basin frames and crates to EJ USA for the price on the bid tab for a not to exceed amount of $65,000. 4M, resolution approving the award of 2026 annual commodities bid for asphalt to Peter Baker & Son for a not to exceed amount of $250,000. 4N, resolution approving the award of 2026 hydrant assemblies bid to EJ USA, Inc., for a not to exceed amount of $300,000. 4O, resolution approving the award of 2026 water plant chemicals to multiple vendors for an anticipated amount of $350,000. 4P, resolution approving procurement for the contract procurement of concrete on an as-needed basis for a not-to-exceed amount of $250,000. 4Q, resolution approving four-year contract with Deegan and Associates, PLLC, for lakefront environmental operations and maintenance services for containment sales at the former OMC site in Waukegan Harbor Slip 3, site for the pricing of $54,000. For 2026, 2027, $44,936 for 2027, 2028, $44,936 for 2028, 2029, $54,956 for 2029, 2030. Resolution 4R, resolution approving one-year renewal for uniform contract with Centess for not to exceed amount of $86,000. 4S, resolution approving authorization for Director of Water Utilities to sign loan documents. 4T, resolution approving notice of intent to award fiscal 27 LSLR to Joe Kennedy Construction for not to exceed amount of $10,318,100. 4U, an ordinance authorizing approving the disposal of surplus personal property of the city of Waukegan. The Waukegan Fire Department is seeking disposal of Tub 1A 1992 inflatable boat that has passed its unusual service life. I'm glad that boat is gone. 4V, resolution approving collective bargaining agreement between the city of Waukegan and SEIU Local 73. Motion by Alderman Newsom, second by Alderman Felix. Roll call, please.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Motion passed, sir.
Motion passed and carried. Item C, I apologize. Item C, resolution approving release of minutes of certain closed executive session meetings of the city of Waukegan and authorizing destruction of certain verbatim recordings. I'm gonna get a motion on the floor, motion by Alderman Donnerworth, second by Alderman Martinez. There's a question, Alderman Turner.
Yes, sir, thank you. So item C does not specify which minutes, it just says certain minutes. I don't know what minutes it's referring to, nor do I know what's in those minutes, and I don't know how we can vote to approve minutes when they are not defined as I've described. So you can call for the vote, but my vote is no. Thank you.
Alderman Florian, duly noted, Alderman Turner. Alderman Florian?
I just want to confirm, because we've been called out on this before, that we legally can approve minutes in meetings we did not attend, because, I mean, some of these date back to, could you say that in your microphone for me, please?
Yes, you can.
Okay, thank you.
And this is for, yes, and to clarify, this is for the release of those minutes, not the approval of those minutes. So you are required biannually to review your closed session minutes to determine whether they're subject to release. And these are the minutes from 1998 and 99, yeah.
No.
There'll be more
Sam
coming.
wasn't even here.
Yeah, okay, these are just to release those, basically what everybody's saying. So things that we've talked about, based behind closed doors, as it relates to city business, we can now release those minutes so they'll be open to the public.
Correct.
Got it.
All right, that's what we're doing.
All right, cool.
All
Thanks. Call for the vote.
All right, roll call, please.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Motion passed, sir.
Motion's passed and carried. We got item 5A, monthly treasury report, Dr. John R. Schwab, monthly treasury report, March. Motion, we just get a motion on the floor, motion by Alderman Florian, second by Alderman Felix, to approve the monthly treasury report by Dr. John R. Schwab. Dr. Schwab, anything you have to say to that?
Mayor, I just want to congratulate you on your recent marriage.
Thank you.
I think it's a wonderful step, okay? Wonderful step for you. For you who have not met, okay, the new Mrs. Cunningham, she's wonderful, okay? And she's going to be wonderful for the disposition of our mayor, okay? I can't approve it more, okay? I was surprised I wasn't the best man, but the way it goes, okay? So this is the monthly treasurer's report for March. The big thing, it has been filed with our city clerk, Janet Kelly, so it's available to any, and if it isn't already on the city website, it will be in the next couple of days. If there's ever a question on it, please call my office. We'd be glad to explain it. Right? That ends my report.
All right, any other questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes. Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Motion passed, sir.
Motion's passed and carried. Item 7A, resolution approving comprehensive training and development agreement, R.J. Harris and Associates, in amount not to exceed $110,000. There's a motion on the floor, Alderman Florian, second by Alderman Bolton. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Turner.
No.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Motion passed, sir.
Motion's passed and carried. Item A, there being none, closing items. Alderman's time. Madam Clerk.
Alderman Turner.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, I've got a couple of 3 or 4 or 5 things, but very quickly, regards to the hospital, I just want to reiterate that the city of Waukegan has zero control over what the hospital does, their operations. We don't have any influence. We can't make them do anything. We can't make them release information. They've been invited to speak before our committee. The alderman, Alderman Florian has reached out to them. It's been commented that our state legislators and county legislators have reached out to them and nothing is forthcoming. Maybe they don't want to talk about it because for whatever reason, and we can't make them do it now. And I appreciate, as we all do, that they're, it's a city of over 100,000 people. It's this county seat, and we do need a hospital, but we can't force them. And you'll remember, too, that we lost another hospital many years ago at St. Therese, closed for the same reason. So just keep that in mind. And I'm certain that if some information is made available to us or whomever that is for release to the public, it'll be done. I'll certainly do it if I can find out anything. Regards to towing, I just want, and really I think, Mayor, I would like to request, if we may, if we could get 1 or 2 or all 3 of the major towing companies to come in here and explain their rates, how they're working, what they're doing, what the process is, because we're getting a lot of information. And we're hearing from numerous entities, but we're not hearing from the towing companies. So I would like to get them in here to talk about it. But I do want to clarify that there are two different categories of tows, right? So there's the city of Waukegan, primarily through the police, but also through fire department, may request a tow related to an accident or criminal action or some such like that, right? And so that's where there's a charge to the city for that tow, right? Or there may be a charge to the individual that owns the vehicle under certain circumstances, and the police have called for a tow in Lake County or whoever shows up, okay? That is where we do have some influence and can say, we can specify what the rate might be to the city, what we pay, a contract like any other, as people have described. As an example, the lawn mowing contract, right? That is a service that is provided to the city. If there's a tow service provided to the city, there's an option there. But then the tow companies could go out and do something. If your car doesn't start in your driveway and you call the tow, the city of Waukegan cannot set their rates for your tow or that private tow. So just keep that in mind. But Mayor, if you would, I'd really like to get the tow companies in here and talk. Okay. Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day coming up to all of the mothers. We've all have a mother, and so even if you're not a mother, I wish your mother and grandmother and all of the mothers preceding you a happy Mother's Day. And congratulations, Sam, on your marriage. It's outstanding. After 14 years, right? 14 years you together, and now you finally did it. My man, all right.
She put a ring on it.
oh, what?
Oh, wow. No, he didn't.
Yes,
go
no.
there.
Let's go.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations, Sam. I wish you many, many happy years. And then finally, you know, this year is the 250th anniversary or birth of our nation's birth, as well as the 250th year of the United States Navy and the U.S. Army. And to that end, if you live in the 6th Ward, you go to Costco Flag at the corner of North and Glen Flora, you want to get a new flag. I went and got a Betsy Ross flag, which is the original flag of the 13 colonies. And I got a U.S. Navy flag. Got them in my car. So if you live in the 6th Ward and you want to go down to Costco, get one of those flags or just a new American flag, I'll go half with you on the price, about $35 for a 3x5. I'll go half with you. And if you live in some other ward, other than the 6th Ward, you go down to Costco and get a flag, I'll give you $6 on the flag, all right? That's what I have. Thank you all very much, and have a great night.
Thank you. Alderman Donnerworth.
Thank you. Again, it's going to be Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there and the fathers and everyone else, but we have to thank the mother the most, and my grandmother and all those people that brought people through this generation, through the world. You have to start somewhere, and mothers are the way to start. Again, Mayor, congratulations on your marriage.
Thank you, sir.
Everything should be really good there. Again, I'd like to thank the staff and the employees, City of Waukegan, for who I talk to every day. They know it. I can smile at them. I see them every day. I talk to other people throughout the city, and everything that we do, we can get things taken care of. And like I say, anywhere, if you establish a relationship with people within your department or within your city, you know, and they can recognize you and they can wave at you and they can say hi. That establishes a great relationship. So then if you have to call or they have to call you, remember, say, oh yeah, I remember you. I saw you on McAllister. I saw you on Sunset. Or the police I saw on Sunset yesterday. I saw 2 of them over there writing tickets all day long. And they wrote a lot of tickets, and they also wrote some warnings also. But when I was speaking to one of them, they indicated that some of the warnings were from people that were from out of town, so they gave them a warning, and then other people for just a reason. Because when I was a police officer here, and I used to write tickets, you know, and they'd say you had a quota, yeah, we kind of did. You had to go out and work. You had to write tickets, and just whatever. But you don't have to write them. If you don't want to write them, you don't have to write them. But we do need to slow people down in the city of Waukegan. And then also my dumpster totals on the 7th Ward, we had 7 dumpsters, and we had 2 tons of tires and 2 tons of electronics, and it was a fun day out there. Everybody was real happy, and they kept coming back with more and more and more. So just as long as we don't find it on the street or find it, you know, on the Amstutz or anywhere else in Waukegan, I'd rather have them come and dump. And the 8th and 9th Ward, holy mackerel. Holy, they'll tell you about it. Okay, again, thank you.
Alderman Florian.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Yes, Earth Week was a huge success. There were over 70 dumpsters collected throughout the whole city during that week. Tons of tires, tons of electronics. I really want to thank Public Works and Chris and his team for supporting this program. It's a huge ordeal for them. It takes the guys off the streets for taking care of the tree branches and stuff for a whole week because they need those trucks to move the garbage around. And so it's a big deal. And I think people are learning to look forward to this event and know that it's coming. So I think every year it's getting more and more successful. I thank our PR team for promoting it and getting the word out. It makes a huge difference, so thank you. I want to address the last meeting. I tried to make a joke, and I guess it kind of fell flat. If some people felt it was offensive, and I apologize for that. I was sincerely thinking I was being funny about the paddles. I did not really raise paddles for someone else. But I do want to explain why I spoke about the missing guests. Someone said, why would you even mention that? Well, just tonight, one of the things we approved was $1,300 for a fundraiser. So that means we bought a whole table at this fundraiser, and then people get invited and they say, I'm coming, they RSVP. And if you don't come, that means whoever's running the fundraiser, for anyone out there who's hosted a wedding, you know this is how it works, you've paid for a meal for that person, and then they don't show up, when that money could have gone directly to the organization that was raising the money. And as always, I'm always looking out for every penny we spend, and so that's money we've spent for someone to attend a function that said they were going to come and then didn't show up. Now, I realize things happen and emergencies come up or whatever, but in general, it would be nice if people change their mind or can't make it, if they'd let someone know so someone else could come in their place, even if it's staff from the city or another alderman or something. So that is why I made a big deal about the missing guests at the fundraiser. It's all about the money the city spends to have you attend and the amount of money the fundraiser's trying to raise, and that cuts into their profit. So I know when I had my wedding, I can still remember, even though it was over 30 years ago, 20 people said they were coming that didn't come. I paid for their meals even though they didn't show up. And so that sticks in your head, and you know when fundraisers have the same scenario, they're losing out on money as well. Mayor, I thank you for your comments about the hospital. Could you repeat about the listening session? I didn't see that coming, and I didn't write it down fast enough. I think you said it was on May 14th?
Yes, May 14th,
And what's the time?
5 to 8.
Oh, that's a long one. Okay, and that's the same night as planning and zoning, but, and it's open to the public and it's at the health department?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is that gonna be advertised on our website, or?
It's already there, ma'am. We
Oh,
started
okay.
advertising. They sent it over today. We started advertising today.
Okay.
And I did ask if we can do that.
Okay, thank you. That was the first
May
time.
14th, 2026, correction, May 14th, 2026, which is Thursday, at the Lake County Health Department located at 3010 Grand Avenue in Waukegan, 5 to 7 p.m., ma'am.
Oh, 7?
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
perfect, okay. All right, great, thank you very much for that. I'm gonna find that post and share it. I appreciate the comments people made about the hospital, as always. Again, as Alderman Turner said, we do not have control over them, but we certainly have an interest in what's going on there, and so do our residents. So we need to do everything we can to keep the public informed about what we know and what's happening. Again, the towing has come up again. We have asked in writing, we've asked up here. I'd really like us to get this on the next agenda. I don't know if I need to make a formal motion to do that, Counselor, or I did see Alderman Hayes wrote an email about it, so
Ma'am, what are you asking? Now, I don't mean to cut you off, but what is your specific question?
I want us to vote on an ordinance that includes an RFP and protecting the city's liability and clarity around the rates. I've talked about my friend who, got in an accident on a Friday, couldn't pick her car up till Monday, and got charged $600 for her car to sit there for 3 days. I mean, we got charged $300 each way for a car to be towed across the city of Waukegan. That's $600.
If you give me that receipt, we'll take a look at it. Alderman, these practices have been in place. You've had a full detail from the police department what our policies is. I will question this about Gurney. I spoke with the mayor personally. There is no contract. They have an agreement as we do. North Chicago, Zion. I spoke with them personally.
Well, I have a copy of the
Well,
contract if you want to
no, what
see
you
it,
have is a
but
copy, ma'am.
I don't understand the resistance.
There is
As
no
they said-
resistance, though, Alderman. There's no
it feels
resistance.
like it.
You had this same issue that came up last 4 years, and the same thing came up, and you said nothing. That's particular.
was not the same issue
particular-
4 years
Can
ago.
I'll let you finish, and I'll finish.
Yeah, this is my alderman time. There was not the same issue. The rates were actually lowered under the last administration.
I
This
disagree.
time they were, I'm sorry?
I disagree.
Okay, well.
I have a copy. Does she have? I know you want
Anyway,
it.
I just
do.
don't understand the resistance to an RFP. Everything else, as the people speaking at the podium said, mowing gets put out for contract. Why the resistance on towing? I don't understand.
Well, there is no resistance. Let's be clear. This city of Waukegan gets nothing from these towing companies. Zero. Never have. We have never received anything. There's a service that we need, particularly for our police department, and sometimes for city services of vehicles. That's it. You have continually, and here's where I take issue at. I take issue with this, ma'am, and I have to be very calmly say this. You have portrayed me as a person on the take. Yeah,
I've
no,
never
no,
said that.
let me hold on a second.
I have never said that.
I know you might not, but you have. You have portrayed me as a person on the take for these deals, and you've messaged that with other people. I never said anything the last 4 years, and you and I talked about this, Alderman. We've talked about this. What did I tell you? I'm not going to allow you to characterize me as a person assassinating my character with that. If that's something you want, then this body up here can do that. But I'm just moving and governing the same way this city has been governing over the last 50 years as it relates to towing. It was the last administration did it that way, the administration before then, and forward. That's where I'm coming from. I guess I want to ask you, what's the rush to move to this? I understand you have a personal friendship with Mr. Rogers. I understand that. And that's, Ron Rogers and I grew up together. But he is now a businessman trying to dominate this city. What you don't understand, ma'am, it was my vote to help him even get a contract with the city, because I believed in that then. This is a fairly way of governing for this service that gives nothing to the, there's no money we get from it.
Right.
So.
But we are being charged for things we weren't previously charged for, like the $300 towing the car across the city. Previously, we weren't charged for that.
I will disagree with you on that, but if you give me that, then we can find that out. From my understanding, 18 years as an alderman, and believe me, where's Mr. Blanks at? No one was here when this rampage was going on about towing in the city of Waukegan. It was the first ward, Mr. Blanks and Mr. Alderman Figueroa. We were the ones up here talking about how wrong it was. Okay, so I don't want to dominate, and I do apologize, but I have to say this because you and I have talked about this, and you're inferring the same thing
I am
again.
not inferring anything other than I want an RFP, and there seems to
get
be
the
resistance.
well,
That's what I'm inferring.
there's no resistance on my
I didn't
end.
mention your name. I didn't talk about
Well, you
anything.
have before.
I did not mention your name, sir. I want an RFP, and I don't
Right.
understand the resistance.
Alderman, would you like an RFP? Yes. Oh, second, we can't do that. Let's do something and put it on the council.
We already have three. Alderman Donahue stepped up and said he would be the third.
No, when? Did,
In writing.
Email, I sent it to Corporation
well,
Council.
whoa, sir.
Mayor, this is alderman time,
All right,
not mayor's
it's
time.
not mayor's
You had your
times.
comments. You've
All right.
interrupted
Motion by
Alderwoman
Alderman
Florian.
Florian, second by Alderman Hayes. And the motion is.
Mayor,
Mayor.
Mayor.
Yes, sir.
I think you're out of line. This is alderman time.
I
You have interrupted and bullied Alderwoman Florian.
I didn't bully anybody.
Yes,
Sir,
you did.
stop that
You
is.
cut her off.
No, I did not cut her off.
Yes, you did.
No, you're bullying me now.
Okay,
All right then.
This,
There's a motion on the
this
floor
is
and a
so-
second.
so
It is so
juvenile.
ridiculous.
This is juvenile. Now, if you
It's
will let
juvenile.
Alderwoman Florian finish her
Yes.
alderman time,
Yeah, there's a motion on the floor. That's what she
someone
called
needs to
for.
step up and say it. So
There's a
please
motion on
finish
the
your
floor.
alderman time.
I make a motion, we have an RFP and a clear ordinance on towing to end any insinuation that there's any malfeasance going on. That is my motion. I'm not saying there is malfeasance going on, but there certainly has been people up at this podium insinuating there is. So let's just end it. Let's have an RFP and make it fair like everything else. Towing, paving, snow, salt, stuff for the water plant, everything we do a contract. Why not this?
I agree with you, Alderman. If you want it, you have it. All right, there it is. There's a, can we do the motion? We have to wait until it's on the agenda.
We already have three, but
But he's,
We already have three. It comes up on the next agenda. We're going to do it like we do everything else. Someone's going to propose an ordinance. We're going to come up with language. It's going to be discussed. It's going to be debated in front of the public, and everyone's going to have an opportunity to weigh in on it, and then we will vote on it.
oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay, Alderman, I apologize. I apologize, Alderman. You sent it about 3 o'clock today, correct?
I sent it to Corporation Council.
All right, sir, I did not see it. Thank you, Alderman Donnerworth, for that. Alderman Florian, if I have overstepped my boundary, I certainly apologize to you. Thank you, Alderman Hayes, for bringing that to my attention. It wasn't intent, but Alderman Hayes, you don't know the backstory, sir, and I needed to make that clear. Thank you, sir.
I know the backstory.
Well, not my side of it.
Alderman Florian, are you finished?
I believe I am.
Alderman Hayes, please.
I'd like to thank everybody that came this evening to speak about towing, people that have come before us before to request that the towing ordinance or a contract be made more transparent, that the whole process be much more open so that everybody is equally as informed. You now get a sense of the resistance that we've been facing internally when we've requested such information and that something be put on the agenda. So I don't think anything more needs to be said about that. The moratorium on liquor that was debated earlier, I would just point out that the ordinance as drafted, I told Alderwoman Bolton that it was not a one-year term. It does say 12 months. Alderwoman Bolton, I do apologize, although the end date was sometime in 2026. So I think it was maybe just a typo. There's a couple things to point out here, but one of them is that the moratorium on alcohol sales still allows for the sale of beer and wine downtown and in shopping centers and in other facilities. So I don't see how this is a moratorium on the sale of alcohol when that is allowed. So as I indicated during the committee time, I think that we need to do a better job of understanding the intent and understanding the exact reach of this proposed ordinance so that we are as thoughtful as possible up front and we can avoid issues on the back end and we are able to explain the intent of such a moratorium, which is a very drastic remedy, in my opinion. It's not to say that I'm going to vote no for it, but it seems at this point drastic, and it seems like it has not been thought all the way through. So I welcome the opportunity to continue to do that. A couple people came up this evening and talked about the Belvedere corridor that is run by IDOT. I've been complaining about it for quite a long time. I just recently raised it with Public Works because in front of a school, right as you approach downtown, there is a school on the north side, and there are massive potholes right next to a playground with just a chain link fence in between the street. And if somebody's veering to the side or is being run off the road, they're gonna jump that sidewalk and they're gonna wind up in the playground. It's atrocious. I have been unsuccessful in getting through to anybody at IDOT, so if anybody else has any ideas or any shortcuts to try to get the attention of some of the IDOT officials to help us with, even if it's just patching at this point. I realize it would be a miracle to get the whole road repaved. So any larger scale projects that we can undertake there would be very welcomed. I'm happy to continue to champion that cause, but I think maybe I need to find somebody better at IDOT. And the last thing I'll say is that this is said a lot, but it really can't be said enough. The staff, the responsiveness of our staff continues to blow me away. I was at a swim lesson for my kids on Friday night, and I got a phone call from somebody. I immediately reached out, and Director Garland was on it. I mean, in like minutes, the issue had been resolved. I had been told how it was going to be addressed and when it would be addressed, and that's on a Friday night. I don't want to pick up my phone on a Friday night, and I'm amazed at the city staff and how quickly they respond, and that's that's every department. So Public Works gets singled out a lot because they are so outward-facing, but even people here at City Hall just do a terrific job. So I just want to say thank you for that. You are much appreciated.
Alderman Bolton.
Yes, I want to first start by saying thanking our staff of City of Waukegan, all our department heads, everyone that work extensive hours. I want to thank you for that. And I also want to say congratulations to the mayor, because I'm too right behind him, about to get married. And I want to say happy Mother's Day to everyone. This will be my first Mother's Day without my mother. As those that are aware, I just buried my mother. But I think some of my senior citizen constituents have adopted me and taken on to me and just really are supportive and even correct me, as they say, put me in check. But they're very appreciative and supportive. And condolence to Pastor Moten. I was at one time one of his musicians and a member. And also condolence to the Strotter family and all those that have lost their loved ones during this time. And also want to announce the water hydrants cleanup, I believe, right, Mayor, will be starting tomorrow in the First Ward, I believe on 10th Street? Yes, 10th Street area. And I want to salute our municipal clerk, Janet Kelly and David Patterson, for all your hard work. And that's all I have for now. Thank you.
Alderman Guzman.
Good evening, all. Can everybody hear me okay? Yes? Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, tonight I want to start off with saying congratulations to the mayor for his, marriage. Well deserved. About time pulled the trigger. Long time coming. Also, I want to say about the hospital. I think Waukegan needs a hospital, but I don't think that we should persuade the state or anybody to give them money. As we have seen with all the bailouts throughout history, with the banks, the airlines, the housing market, what has done with public money, I think it should go to, if anything, it should go to the county and make it a community hospital, a county hospital. Maybe the health department could take it over and move their facilities from the Belvedere Park to that hospital and offer services through there. I think that would be better than actually the state or somebody else giving them money and then possibly getting executives and people in charge extreme amount of bonuses or something just because they're getting money. Because if we give them, let's say we get them $10 million, where they're going to be at in 4 months, asking for another $10 million, I don't think that's the way we should go. I think it should go to the county and make it a community hospital, and they should take it over, but not give them money in any shape or form. 10th Street. Yeah. Excuse me, sorry. 10th Street. I understand it's a huge inconvenience for businesses and residents and the commute around, but you got to remember, this is something coming and asked for 30 years. So let's keep in mind that. And we're going to have to suffer a little bit, yes. But when it comes down to it, I mean, everybody would be happy, because you wouldn't believe how many phone calls I received on 10th Street. Before, at the same time, I received them from Washington Street. And they kept saying nobody wants to do anything about these streets. And now Washington Street got done, and now 10th Street's getting done. So let's be a little patient and get this done. That's it for today. God bless the city of Waukegan, the great state of Illinois, and the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Martinez.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, and also council. First, I would like everyone to congratulate the mayor and his wife, Mayor and First Lady of Waukegan, Denise Cunningham. So congratulations, many blessings to you. Also, I want to discuss briefly about the Third Ward meeting, which is tentatively going to be scheduled on Saturday, June the 20th, from 1 to 3 p.m., and this will be located at the Waukegan High School Brookside campus, 2325 Brookside Avenue. This is pending confirmation with the Waukegan school system. Further details will be more forthcoming. I am proposing to have the meeting in the school's gymnasium. I do know that it is better accessible, but I do know that people are complaining last year because they couldn't find a cafeteria. So hopefully it'll be easier for everyone to navigate to the gymnasium. Then also I'd like to commend Waukegan Public Works for the successful Earth Week dumpster collection. In all, we filled 8 dumpsters in the Third Ward, 2 tons of tires and 2 tons of electricity. I did receive positive feedback from residents. It was very productive. Special thanks to the mayor's office, of course, and also Director Garland and his crew. They did an absolutely wonderful job, and so I commend you for that. And with that being said, we do have warm weather ahead of us. Please make sure that your grass is maintained, free from weeds or plant growth in excess of 8 inches. This includes all areas by the fence lines and also parkways. Also, we will be having a neighborhood conversation in collaboration with myself and Pastor Mark Roland Hagan from St. Paul's Lutheran Church. It is a neighborhood conversation to discuss our neighborhood and to listen to each other, which will include forming a neighborhood group to work together. There will be no politics involved. This will be held tentatively again on Sunday, June 14th, 2026, from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. There will be light refreshments served. More information will be forthcoming. I have made progress inviting residents. However, I will be canvassing the neighborhood with flyers. Once I get them, once we coordinate it, I most definitely will be out there and going home to home in that particular neighborhood. The neighborhoods that we are focusing will be Murfield, Leith Avenue, Waverly, Glenwood Avenue, and other streets close to the church, which is located on Lewis Avenue. If you need to get a hold of me, I can be reached at 847-360-2689. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Please be safe, be mindful, and let's all be great neighbors. And again, I will say about the alcohol moratorium, you know, having a moratorium can promote a healthier community by reducing the negative social and economic impact of alcohol consumption, such as crime and homelessness, which we have been experiencing in Waukegan, especially in my ward. I do have a homeless problem in the Third Ward. I have gone out to talk to constituents and ask them what is it that we can do. I've talked to business owners and also phone calls from my residents. So I do this not for me. I do it for the safety and the well-being of our community as a whole. So that's something that whether we tweak it or not, I think it's something, not to be grandstand, not to get credit, but the simple fact is that's something that is in dire need in Waukegan. And let's learn from it. It's only 1 year, you know. So I ask my constituents, really think about it, look at the benefits and also the consequences if we don't. So with that being said, please have a good night, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Alderman Felix.
Thank you. I believe, I was looking back at my emails when we were going over the, preparing for the discussion for towing. This was like in March 2024, and I can talk to you guys and kind of get what I got back then in terms of toll rates and whatnot. This was information from back then, so could definitely help out with that as well. So it would be if you want to look it up on the council, it would be, I think maybe discussions were on March 3rd. If you guys want to look it up, you guys can look it up, and I'll forward some email information your way. That's regarding the towing. And that's March 2025. This weekend, I did attend a memorial hosted for Larry Tempest. This was hosted by Waukegan Boxing and Fitness. I was there for a little bit. It was a great turnout for a good cause. Juan Gutierrez, the founder of the Waukegan Boxing, has been in our downtown in front of the library, as far as I remember, 2016, maybe even longer than that. He's been dedicated to help the youth. You know, you'd be surprised a lot of the things that he's helped out with kids. You know, even in gang activity and returning certain things to the police. So Juan has been a really good help in our community, helping the young. He does do classes, 6+. So you can see if you check out their Facebook, you can see some of the little guys practicing. My daughter started there as a boxer as well. She ended up going to the Silver Gloves and won number 1 in the Silver Gloves. So boxing has a lot to offer in terms of discipline. Some people don't want to have their kids box because of the harm that can be done, but it's beyond that. I highly recommend trying it out because it does more than fight. It prepares people, discipline, health-wise. So highly recommend the community to check out Juan and Waukegan Boxing. They're actually in the 200 North County building, the old Y. So a great place. You can check them out, I believe, 5 to 9, Monday through Friday. So good turnout. Congratulations to Juan and Waukegan Cares Foundation as well, who also helped out Juan to get everything together. This Friday, I went with the mayor and the team to the Navy Pier. It was great for me to see that Waukegan gets called to have a seat, and our mayor actually did a a speech in front of the Navy Pier. A lot of business, a lot of people from Mexico, the city of Mexico, and it was almost proud to see Waukegan being represented and being called in to be a part of something like this. So good job to Waukegan. We're getting those calls. Mother's Day breakfast event that I have going on. I did not start this. This has been going on for 20 years, but DRAC and a Walkside and friends, every year they get together and provide McDonald's breakfast for their, in my ward, the Lilac Ledge, which is the senior living, and the Lakeside Towers. So this year, we have a lot of support. Power Market, Ryan Libby, if you people know Ryan Libby, Power Market, they've sponsored 50 breakfasts, so thank you, Power Market and Ryan Libby. And also, within that conversation, we're able to get Power Market to, where they're gonna be there, I believe, this week or next week. I think next week. They're gonna be in the Lakeside Towers. They're gonna help people sign up for those savings. So as many of you may know, Power Market, we have solar farms, and this whole thing got started with the District 60, and they're offering to pay, pretty much give like a 50% discount on people's electric costs. So we had, we're gonna have Power Market go into the Lakeside Towers and help some of the residents there. Happy to make that connection with them. And so I'll be there this upcoming weekend to deliver breakfast. I want to say thank you to Power Market again, Rita Mayfield, M&M Financial, Dr. Rudd, our mayor, Sam Cunningham for also being a part of this, Mark Jones, Vance Wyatt, and many more. The 4th Ward, we only got 3 dumpsters, 3 full dumpsters. I believe we got more before. I do believe, and of course, I think we can all agree we would like a Saturday for these dumpsters. So definitely we can work on that together with the administration to get a Saturday dumpster out there sometime this year, because I know that a lot of people work during the day. But it was a good turnout either way, and I was glad to see our guys there working. Wednesday, May 6th, that's this week. This Wednesday, we're gonna have a discussion on the design concepts for Washington Street. This is gonna be over at Robert Abbott Middle School. It's gonna be a public meeting. Hope to see you guys there. Please join us and have a say-so or get more informed as to what's going on. That's going to be this Wednesday, 5 to 7. There's people in our community on their own organizing events. One of them is Waukegan Harbor and Marina. They set up a flyer, they set up a date, and they showed up and cleaned out the marina. A lot of bags collected. So, and I believe with Lighthouse, Sin Fronteras also joined them to collect some trash and beautify and keep our harbor clean. So thank you guys for doing that, and a shout out to you guys. Mr. White, I believe, who was here regarding having certain ideas about the Vista, please come along and voice, or maybe send it to either, I'll take them. I'll take those suggestions and I can forward them to the people or our mayor or, our alderman. Bring those ideas forward and maybe they can be discussed on that day. I think that's a good approach. There's a lot of educated people that can be a part of this, and that's a good way to do it. You can always reach out to me, mayor's office, Alderman Florian's email as well. All our information is online. I welcome an email from you. And so I'm forgetting something. That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Newsom.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Congratulations to you and Deputy Clerk David Patterson on the Municipal Clerks Week. Let me read this first. I want to take a moment to express my appreciation to the dedicated men and women who make this city run. This first week of May is Public Service Recognition Week, a time to set aside to honor those who serve our nation as federal, state, county, and most importantly, to me, our local government and employees. We are living in a time where being a public servant is more challenging than ever. Yet right here in Waukegan, our staff continues to show up and deliver for our residents regardless of the national climate. That helps me segue into Earth Week for the 5th Ward. We collected 8 dumpsters, 3 tons of tires, and 2 tons of electronics. We would not be successful had it not been to our public relations staff, and I appreciate you getting that word out. You did an awesome job. And to Public Works, you and your staff did an awesome job helping to collect all those items. I was out there for a little while in the 5th Ward, and to see the residents lined up and to also see staff have to come and empty that dumpster to allow the residents to continue to dump in that one dumpster. So I appreciate all your hard work. I always say Public Works is second to none in the city of Waukegan, and I appreciate you all. I'd like to say congratulations to the mayor on your marriage. May you be blessed with many, many, many more years. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers in the audience and those that are listening, and to my mother, who happens to be 95 years old. I'm thankful to have her still here with us, and to my daughter-in-laws, my daughter, everybody, happy Mother's Day. And also, I would like to say condolences to the family of Pastor Willie Moten. I had an opportunity of working with him and his brother, mainly at Abbott, for many years. So I was sorry to hear of his passing, so I'd like to offer my condolences. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
Before motion, I have to say this. Alderman Florian, I sincerely apologize. It was never my intent to do that. And to Alderman Hayes, thank you for holding me accountable for that. I truly, truly honor and respect what you do, all of us up here. So I had to do that before I leave. With that being said, motion by Alderman Florian, second by Alderman Hayes to adjourn. We need to do a roll call vote.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth. Aye. Florian.
Aye.
Hayes. Aye. Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez. Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Motion passed, sir.
Bye-bye.